I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today I'm talking about putting people on a pedestal, okay? Not putting people on a pedestal, guys. Not doing that. Like, it's a really bad habit that I've noticed in my life, where when you start to do that, they have no chance but to look down on you. And the idea is that if you're intimidated by someone, you're zooming into a particular aspect of their lives, and you're not looking at their whole story and their whole picture. Okay? You are completely judging them at face value, and you're judging them based on appearances. This is what we say when we say don't judge a book by its cover, right? Someone can have a really nice car, but they're struggling to pay for the car payments on that car. Someone could have a really beautiful relationship, but they might be on the brink of divorce or a breakup, and you don't even know that. Someone can have an amazing home, but they're struggling to pay the mortgage for it, and actually that's not their dream home. It was just given to them by someone else. You never know. You never know, and that's the thing about this journey, is you're going to have to allow yourself to truly transform and transcend, and also be able to notice that when you are putting people on a pedestal, what you're doing is you're also undervaluing yourself, right? Because if someone is up there, then you are giving it so much of your mental energy, right? This is what happened when I started on different journeys, like, hey, I'm going to give myself a challenge. Right now I'm on day 4 of semen retention, and I've started that journey again because I found it to be very practical in terms of getting me to manifest things much faster. When you have much more life force energy, when you let that build, you can do so much with it. The problem happens when we let that thing become a part of our mental energy. That's when the problems start to happen. I believe Sadhguru also spoke about this topic of sex in the body is okay, but when sex reaches the mind, it starts to get perverse. Okay, money in your pocket is okay, but when money goes to your mind, it starts to distort your ideas around money, gets you greedy, right? So I think it's the mental energy and where we choose to focus. I think the last time why I failed, I shouldn't say failed, I just kind of gave up on it, or it reached a certain threshold and a certain point. Guys, check this out. Constantly, seeing these falcons around me. Constantly seeing these hawks and these black kites around me. They know my presence is here right now. Anyway, the reason that I gave up on the semen retention journey is because I was taking it too seriously. I was being too dogmatic, too critical of it, and every time that I was resisting sexual thoughts in my own mind, I started to recognize that itself is a mental energy that I'm exerting into not thinking about sex. You see, because whatever you resist will persist. So if you think of I'm not going to think about this thing, you're going to think about that thing even more, right? And so it's really important to notice the resistance that you feel in regards to certain aspects of your life. Okay? And really being able to fine-tune that and engineer that and take it easier with yourself, have self-compassion. That's going to be the beauty and the gist of this flow state journey. You don't want some guy preaching at you on YouTube telling you to do this and get on a water fast and do a dopamine detox and do this and do that. Look, it's up to you what you want to do. You know what I mean? The mental diet has been working for me. It's been very crucial, specifically when you notice negativity around you and in other people, are you going to let that land with your own storyline, or are you going to just observe that that is happening around you and you have a response and a say to melt to that situation at hand, and really be able to handle that in a really mature way? I think maturity and growing up is just being able to be responsible, meaning being able to respond to things in a way where you're not overwhelming yourself. You're not overwhelming yourself, and you're not reacting out of an impulse, but you're reacting out of a space of awareness, presence, mindfulness, and power. Okay? So this is just my little message for today. If you guys have felt anything similar, let me know in the comments below, guys, okay? Let me know if you've ever put anyone on a pedestal or any idea on a pedestal before. I would really like to hear your guys' opinion on this. But I think it takes away so much of our own power, because it starts to mess with the power dynamics of a situation. If you put anything on a pedestal above yourself, it really starts to take the power away from us. Now, I'm sure there's some exceptions to this rule. Let me know what you guys think about this idea. Because, specifically the idea of beauty, like we put beautiful people on a pedestal in culture. We put people who are, quote unquote, they look good on paper. However, we don't see their entire reality. We don't see the entirety of their journey. Maybe they were a dorky kid in high school. Maybe they were, lost at a certain point of their life. Maybe they're struggling through something that we can't even see. So I think it's important to recognize that. And instead of the envy, just be happy for them. Be happy for people that you feel that initial jealousy of. Instead, transforming that jealousy to a compassion and an inspiration, where you're like, hey, I see you. And if you're winning in this human thing, this human simulation, this matrix, good for you. I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. Because I support supportiveness. I support winning. I support, good vibes and people energizing and doing great things in the world. Only when it becomes toxic or confrontational or egotistical or any of these words, right? And any of these things that take us away from our mission in life and our purpose, our life force, it gets us skewed or distorted or lost in some way. Only then it becomes a problem. And I think it becomes a problem also when we put it on a pedestal, because we are too attached to it. We're too attached to the outcome, and so we see it from up there like, whoa, it's so great. But I think what is great is your eyes with which you can see that thing. The perception is great for you to recognize greatness. I hope you have an incredible day today. May the flow be with you. Stay legendary, and I'll see you next time. Boom.